The Nintendo Switch has taken the game console market by storm. After Nintendo's failure with the Wii U, it's nice to see something that is actually successful. Now, what makes it successful? That's kind of part of what we're going to get into today. I'm going to look at all of the things that I do like and don't like about it. I got it about a year ago, so I've had plenty of time with it. These are just my opinions of, what I think about the console, the fun I've had with it. It's not going to be a super comprehensive review or anything like that. If you want something like that, there are hundreds of them that you can find pretty easily enough. But this is just my opinion on it. So I'm Talon, the Tech Merc, and we're going to get right into this. So the first thing I kind of want to address here is a lot of people have complained about the position of the right thumbstick on the right Joy-Con, complaining that it's too far down and that it's not comfortable to hold in handheld mode. However, I haven't really experienced this at all. I've played 80 plus hours of Breath of the Wild. I've gone all the way through Mario Odyssey. I've played quite a bit on my Switch, and it never was really something that bothered me. I was always able to do whatever it was I needed to do. Sure, it might not be the most convenient, but I think people have kind of blown it out of proportion. It's really not that big of a deal to me. Again, your mileage may vary, I suppose, with the size of your hands. But as far as the rest of the field goes with handheld mode, I really enjoy it. That's how I play my Switch most of the time. I don't have it docked usually or anything like that. Everything kind of just feels nice. The controllers are small enough and they feel right on the Switch. The only thing is that the Switch is completely flat on the back, so there's nothing really to hold on to, and your fingers kind of might get sore by holding it, especially if you're holding it like up in front of your face or you're hunched over somewhere playing it. For a long time, it can definitely kind of wear on your fingers because of the weight of it, but it's really not that big of an issue. If you're playing that long anyways, you should probably set it down for a little bit. So handheld mode is what I've used the most, so I've really enjoyed my experience with that so far, and that's how I've enjoyed the majority of my time with the Switch. As far as the other ways to play the Switch, like in docked mode or TV mode or tabletop mode, I haven't really used those much. The main appeal for dock mode obviously is for TV, so if you have a crowd over, you're playing some party games or anything like that, that's what I mostly use it for playing Mario Kart or a fighting game, and soon to be Smash Ultimate. I'm assuming I'll have a lot more TV mode with people and doing things like that. But really for personal use, I prefer to kind of sit down at my computer, lay down on my bed, and play it in handheld mode because that's what's most comfortable. The only problem with that obviously is that you've got to charge it, and the Switch doesn't have great battery life, and that's something I definitely have noticed, especially in high demanding games like Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey. The battery life definitely takes a hit there. But I haven't really used tabletop mode like at all. I think I used it once to try it out at a friend's house because we were away from the TV, so I just used tabletop mode, and it's fine, just basically handheld but with detached Joy-Cons. Which leads me into my next point. I actually really enjoy using the Joy-Cons detached because when you have them detached, you're not bound to anything together because they're wireless, right? They're paired to each other into the Switch. So you can be playing with one arm laying off the couch and the other one kind of like above your head or whatever. So your arms and hands don't have to be together at all, which can be very comfortable, especially for accessibility reasons. Which again leads us into another feature of the Joy-Cons that I'm not really sure how I feel about. I really like the idea of using them sideways, but they really are small and they really are cramped. And personally, I prefer the left Joy-Con because the thumbstick is in a little bit better position and my hand cramps less. But if you guys are going to pick up a Switch or anything like that, I definitely recommend putting on the included straps on because that adds just a little bit more height and a little bit more size to them, making it a little bit more comfortable to use. It also makes the bumpers easier to press, so there's another plus there. And as far as in-box accessories go from the beginning, you actually get a really good selection here. You get the Joy-Con grip, you get the slide things for the Joy-Cons like I just mentioned a second ago. You also get the dock, your power adapter, and that's really it. Another big thing about the Switch is third-party accessories, right? And a lot of people recommend a ton of them, right? Like necessary or essential Switch accessories. But my view on that is actually a little bit different. The things that you get in the box are plenty to have hundreds of hours of fun. You get a lot in the box, like I mentioned earlier. There's a lot there, and you really don't need much else. Sure, there are some problems, like you can't use tabletop mode and charge at the same time, or the Joy-Cons are uncomfortable for some people, or the Joy-Con grip isn't good for some people. But if you can set those aside and kind of just deal with it, you don't really have to spend any more money on accessories. Sure, you can, and I would say the only one that is really a requirement is a Switch case, right? So you can take it around with you and take advantage of its portability. But for the most part, things like the Pro controller or third-party controllers or any of the special charging Joy-Con things or anything like that really isn't necessary unless you really want to heighten your experience, because what you get in the box is very usable, it's very suitable, and I've had no problems. Again, the only thing I've bought for my Switch is a case, and I've been able to have just as much fun with it as anyone else. But if you are looking to get more competitive in some games, obviously there are some accessories for that. But regardless, overall, I've really enjoyed my time with the Switch. I've had a lot of fun with it. I've had Breath of the Wild, I've had Mario Odyssey, I've had Mario Kart 8, and soon to be Smash Ultimate. So I've had a lot of fun with it. Not as much fun as I thought I might have, but part of that's probably my own fault, like I had mentioned earlier. But overall, I'm really impressed with the system, and it's sold really well, and that's a really good thing for Nintendo. And I'm looking forward to seeing more things like this from Nintendo, especially with the game library that the Switch now has. So that about wraps it up for the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll consider subscribing for more content like this. If you want to, the button is right down below. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.